Did you know that there's only 3 reasons why people procrastinate, and none of them are that we're a loser or that we're weak or any of the mean things that we tend to tell ourselves? I'm really excited to be sharing this video with you where you can learn how to beat procrastination once and for all and tap into your highest level of productivity, prosperity, and inner peace. This video is sponsored by our very own virtual portal. This is a virtual membership for spiritual beings looking to activate their highest potential, break free from their limitations, and build unshakable confidence. I created this space because I see so many of us struggling with consistent habits, struggling with staying on track, and behaving in ways that make us feel proud at the end of the day. Because of this, we end up blaming ourselves, but what we're really experiencing is spiritual warfare. There are so many proven practices to help us overcome our blockages and limitations and show up in our best energy. I spent so much of my life scrolling, wasting my time, and wondering how the women I saw online just seemed to be living a much more elevated lifestyle from me. I worked with the top neuroscientists, financial
back to a
experts,
few
and
ways that you
spiritual
can
teachers
beat
in the world to
procrastination
create a system
once
of
and for
truly
all.
living in my soul purpose. I've shared this system in over 10,000 one-on-one sessions, and we've gotten to experience results like this. Feeling completely grounded and productive through all of life's changes, through any decisions that you face, because you're connected to your higher self, your intuition, and your spirit guide. Feeling completely unblocked, like you have nothing standing in the way of taking action on all of your dreams. When I share this system with people, they tell me that this is exactly what they wanted and exactly what they needed. They just needed the steps to turn their dreams into a reality. So here's how it works. Once you get inside, you get access to our Netflix-style library of breakthrough transformational practices. Every video you watch can help you reset your energy and help you transform your life. You get accountability and support every single step of the way. Our structured 30-day challenges are designed to help you elevate your life every single day of the month.
There's a community of like-minded souls who are rising in the exact same ways. You get personalized guidance inside of our weekly coaching calls where you can quantum leap every single week. And one of my all-time favorite bonuses, a complete resource guide on healing with plant medicine so that you can transform from the comfort of your own home.
Each of these components adds up to over $10,000 investment, but you can get it all for just $99. And when you sign up today, you get to unlock even more transformational bonuses. For a limited time only, new members get a free breakthrough strategy session with me, so you can get a personalized list of self-help practices to achieve all of your goals. Thank you so much for letting me sponsor this video. I used to be a professional procrastinator, but now I'm a professional life coach, and I've helped thousands of women tap into their highest levels of productivity. I've watched first-time moms open up their business for the very first time and get fully booked in their first month of being open. I've watched so many women go from feeling completely drained and overstimulated in their life to actually being able to homeschool their kids, start a personal brand that brings in profit and supports their whole entire family. For all my social media creators out there, I teach a system that allows you to create an entire month's worth of content in just 2 hours. So as you can see, I really love productivity and I really, really love efficiency. And I'm really passionate about helping you find ways to get more energy, more time, more prosperity, and more fulfillment in your everyday life because you deserve it. So many of us struggle with procrastination, and we struggle with it in so many different ways. One of my notorious types of procrastination is being busy as a form of procrastination. I can deep clean my whole entire house when I have a deadline to complete, but as soon as I don't have a deadline, I suddenly am not motivated to deep clean my whole entire house. It's almost like we create distractions for ourselves as a form of procrastination. And it doesn't feel like procrastination because you're still busy, you're still doing things all day, every day. But you might look back on your life a year later or 10 years later and think to yourself, what did I even spend my time doing? Why was I so stressed? Why was I not able to just live a fulfilling life during that time? And typically the reason is because we're stuck in patterns of procrastination. This is not your fault. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're ill-equipped for this world. It doesn't mean that you are too sensitive or any of the things that you've been told before. So many of us get stuck in patterns of procrastination because we're looking at the wrong culprit. We're trying to blame procrastination on ourselves, and we tell ourselves that if we just had the willpower or the mental clarity or the strength and energy to just get ourselves out of the procrastination pattern that we would. But the truth is that if you are stuck in patterns of procrastination, these are deep subconscious patterns that are not your fault, but you can do something to start to rewire these patterns and create more productivity and prosperity in your life. I know I told you I have 3 reasons that we procrastinate, but we're gonna break it down even further than that, because one of the biggest reasons that we get stuck in those following 3 reasons is because we're blaming ourselves. When we stop blaming ourselves and we can actually look at ourselves with kindness and compassion, that's where you can start to make real progress in your life and stop procrastinating. A lot of the time when we find ourselves procrastinating, we might not even realize why we're doing it. We're on the phone with our friends, we're binge watching our favorite show, we're scrolling through social media, and we don't even realize what we're avoiding by doing that. So it can be really, really important to increase your level of self-awareness and start to ask yourself, if I wasn't doing this activity, what would I be doing instead? Now let's get into the 3 real culprits of procrastination, because it is time to let yourself off the hook and to start making real progress in your life. Sometimes when we ask ourselves why we haven't started that project, it's because we're scared. We feel insecure. We don't feel prepared to start the project. We don't know where to start or how to start. We don't know anyone who's started a project like this before, and we're scared of what we could lose or what to do in starting this project. If you're feeling this way, this is very valid. So many of us experience not feeling prepared or not knowing where to start, and therefore never ever starting the project. It's so important to label this as what it actually is. This is insecurity, and we all experience insecurity on all levels. Some of us experience physical insecurity, some of us experience insecurity about our skills, and some of us experience insecurity to move forward in our life even though that's what we know we're meant to do. It's so important to label these feelings as insecurity and to be able to notice when you're feeling insecure. Insecurity is unstabilizing. It feels like you are wobbling and shaking, and it can feel so bad to try to move forward while avoiding these feelings and having them deep, deep down. So if you're feeling anything related to insecurity, it's important to call it what it is, to look directly at those emotions, maybe write all of those things down, identify that you're currently experiencing insecurity and it doesn't define who you are. Then you can start to create plans or take steps to overcome that insecurity. You can overcome insecurity by vocalizing these fears to a friend, by talking to other people who have overcome those same fears, or maybe surrounding yourself with people who once had those fears and overcame them and are now living the life that you've always dreamed of. Insecurity is going to continue to come up as we up level and as we expand and grow in our lifetimes. Maybe you've been procrastinating up until this point because that is your default reaction to insecurity. Maybe every time that you feel a little bit insecure about your skill set or insecure about your path, you find yourself freezing up, and this is stopping you from moving forward. So it can be really, really valuable for you to learn how to address your insecurity, how to actually hit the nail on the head when it comes to insecurity, so that you can move forward from a stable and secure place. This is where inner child healing can come in. Whenever I personally feel insecure, I give myself a physical hug and I remind my inner child, or whatever part of myself that's feeling scared, that I am there with you. I'm no longer this inner child who's fending for herself alone in the world. I now have my higher self, I have my spirit guides, I have so many different parts of me that can come and give love to that inner scared part of me that is holding me back in insecurity and in procrastination. I'll do inner child healing through a meditation practice that I self-guide, or an energetic cleansing practice. I teach you how to unblock yourself from your limitations using practices like this inside the Soul Purpose Portal. This is my exclusive platform where we can make sure that you reach your highest potential in this lifetime and have all of the steps to achieve your soul purpose. And that leads us to our second biggest reason for procrastination: not feeling like we have enough resources. This is kind of a subcategory of insecurity. Instead of feeling insecure about ourselves and our own skill set, we're feeling insecure about our environment. We're feeling insecure by the people around us, the resources or things that we can use in order to achieve our goals. You are not feeling trust in the universe and the environment to meet your needs. This is very, very deep. This is a deep wound, and it is impossible to just think your way out of this wound when we've been shown countless millions of pieces of evidence that the environment around us cannot meet our needs, it would be illogical. It would be completely silly to expect for resources to show up that you need in order to achieve your goals. So if you're feeling this way, that you need a pencil, but you can't imagine a pencil just falling out of thin air, or someone giving you a pencil, or the resource just coming to you in some way, and if only you had that pencil, then you would be able to do the thing that you need to do, that is an indicator that your soul needs to rest. I'm gonna say that again. If you feel like you are out of resources or you don't have the resources that you need, that is an indicator that your soul needs to rest. Your soul knows that this environment has all the resources that you need. It has all the pencils. You are infinite abundance internally in your soul. But when our brain looks out into this environment, it can get confused. The soul's inner abundance is not always reflected in our external world. And we can start to convince ourselves that this inner abundance is not true, that these resources will not just magically show up for us or something like that. We can start to tell ourselves stories that other people have a better circumstance than us. Their parents are more supportive, they have more money, they were able to get a free scholarship when you couldn't get the scholarship, right? We'll start to compare ourselves to these other people. So it's very important to notice that if you're ever feeling a lack of resources, it's because your soul is feeling tired. You're not gonna just want to go lay down and take a nap. You're also gonna want to do things that actually rejuvenate and reset you on a soul level. This can mean vibrational healing frequencies. This can be a deep hypnosis journey or an astral travel journey. There's actually so many different types of rest other than sleep. If you typically talk a lot throughout the day and at your job, maybe resting your voice would rest your soul. If you typically don't talk about the things that are on your heart and on your soul, maybe talking about those things for the first time could be restful in comparison to the activities that you typically do. If you find yourself walking for hours a day, maybe going on a run could feel like rest for you. If you find yourself running all the time, maybe walking could feel like rest for you. Rest is really just the opposite of what we typically do. When you can learn how to actually rest and reset your soul, this is where you will never feel a lack of resources. You will be tuned in and tapped into the abundant frequency that is within you and the abundance that is all around you. I know this sounds super out there and super woo-woo, but this is true, and we can see so much evidence for this all over social media, all over the news, all over all forms of media. When somebody believes that the resources are going to show up and support them, they often do. The third reason that we find ourselves stuck in procrastination is actually the reason that I was so stuck in procrastination. Yes, those other two definitely resonate with me, but this third one kept me stuck. And that was honestly just going through the motions. I was doing tasks with the goal to just get the task done. Every day I would listen to those motivational or inspirational speeches, but as soon as I stopped listening to them, that inspiration and that motivation would just go away because I was rushing through the day just trying to get everything done. I lived like that for so long that my brain actually got wired into those patterns, and I developed chronic stress as well as chronic physical symptoms from all of this stress. If you've been living like this, I'm so happy that we're talking about it now. Chances are you've been wanting to feel inspired. You've been wanting to feel motivated about life, and you're doing everything you can to get inspired and motivated, but it's just not working. Maybe you find yourself just going through the motions. Maybe all you think about through the process is how you feel once things are over because you're just not enjoying the process at all. I don't need to be the one to tell you this. You already know that you're experiencing a massive lack of inspiration. The reason that we lack inspiration is because so many of us have not discussed anything with our soul or our subconscious on a deep level. I know that for myself, I was on this planet for almost 30 years before anyone ever asked me a question that actually touched my heart and touched my soul. So it's really important for you to start to ask yourself those questions now. If you ever find yourself doing something with the goal to just get it done, ask yourself, what is the purpose? Why did I make this commitment in the first place? what type of person am I to have made this commitment? What does this show me about my inner values and the values of my soul? When we find ourselves going through life just moving through the motions, you're gonna find yourself being tempted by procrastination a lot more than you would like. And that's because we don't want to be going through the motions. We don't want to just be checking things off a list and just getting things done just to get them done. We want to know that we are making a difference. We want to feel fulfilled in our process. We want to feel purposeful and know that we're getting closer to our soul purpose in everything that we do. I know it can seem so daunting to think about your overall soul purpose or your overall life mission. So what you can do right now is just think about, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? What is the purpose of me waking up at 5 a.m. or going out of my way to do a kindness for a stranger, or doing this thing that maybe I don't necessarily want to do, but I know is going to help me in the long run? What are the benefits that I receive from that? What are the benefits that the world receives from that? What are the values that I can witness within myself that have created this desire in the first place? You can also ask yourself, what does this do for me right now? What does it do for my heart? What does it do for my soul? What does it do for my ego and my mind? Procrastination is not some animal that you need to tame, and it's not something that you have to punish yourself for either. Procrastination is what we do when our soul has needs that we don't yet know how to meet. Procrastination is a behavior which is the result of feeling disconnected from your purpose, disconnected from yourself, and disconnected from this earth. The beautiful part about healing procrastination is that as we overcome it, we step fully into our highest potential and our highest purpose for this lifetime. We become the person that we've always meant to be. We step into our highest level of confidence and self-esteem. We start to attract the people that are truly for us and all of the opportunities that are in our highest possible alignment. As we overcome procrastination, we overcome our own limitations and become the best version of ourselves in every way.
Thank you for joining me for this divine discussion. I'm Marissa Remy, and I'm here to guide you into your highest potential. If you're ready to dive deep, discover your soul purpose, and create lasting transformations in your life, join the Soul Purpose Portal today. Together, we'll elevate your habits, align your life with your true purpose, and unlock the version of you that's waiting to emerge. I can't wait to see you inside.